So good afternoon, everyone. Let's start with the IELTS class for today. So today, as we haven't done the general reading this week, we haven't discussed about it. So that what we will be doing today. And this class is provided by Sika, and it is free of the cost class. You do not have to pay anything to attend this class. And we are having these classes, I would say PTE, IELTS, and NATI CCL in operation since last May 2020 and completely free. We are providing these classes. Different links are available on the Facebook page for all the other classes as well. If anybody you know after those classes, you can recommend them. And also, if you yourself after any such preparation, you can utilize those links for free. There are schedules given, the days mentioned with that, like when you can avail these classes. And besides that, we do offering the Canadian immigration process counseling for free and the eligibility check also for free. So besides that, we are dealing with the USA visa as well. If anybody after the USA visa consultation, you can come down and uh, check your things with the possibilities of the USA visa and your options into the USA study visa or any other sort of the visa. So starting with the class, as we'll be talking about the general reading today. So the general reading, it is a bit different comparative to the academic reading. So when we are talking academic, we are having all the three passages in academic language only. That means the language will be quite formal, right? And it won't be simple or easy to understand. Sometimes there are vocabulary words which are different, obviously technical, and that's the different. And the passages topics will be definitely something related to the formal education or something to the world first world issues, problems, and the technology, the sports, such like that. There will be the topic, the scientific topics, right? But when it comes to the general reading, the topics, the subjects of the passages are the main difference. So the difference is that the passages in the general, they normally will be like, suppose you got an advertisement pamphlet in the newspaper. Now whatever content is there on the template, that can also be a passage for you in the general reading. You have read a notice board or a hoarding, and whatever you are reading on that, that can also be there, a passage in your general reading one, passage number one, or either passage number two. Or otherwise, besides that, like the articles, small articles, or a description of a concert to be held, right? That kind of things can be also the passages in the general reading, passage 1 and 2. So the content is majorly the major difference, I would say, in the academic and general. And second thing, what is difference, like the way they ask question in the journal reading is more tricky comparative to the academic. Now the passages content is difficult in academic, but the question, they are understandable, right, very clearly. But when it comes to the general reading content, you find very much general, generally you can look around such content. And the language is obviously quite simple, but the way they ask question, they are a bit tricky. So we have to understand that trick of their questions, because sometimes we read the statement and we feel like, okay, now this is the question, okay, here is the answer, it's very easy. Maybe some answers actually there only, you read it, you get it. But sometimes we just as like we are getting all the answers very quickly, we get those three answers as well, and then we realize that there is a word written must in the question, and in the description the word is should, right? Now you see these two modals are different. Must to be used when the thing is specifically to be done, and should is like optional. Like one is advising that you should be continuing with the evening walk, right? You must do evening walk. Now there is a difference between these two sentences. Now such differences, such tricks are there in the question. Must and should type of, out to type of, right? Will or something in past has done already. So such differences you have to look for when you're doing the passage number 1 and 2. And the third passage, that will be much equal to the academic readings. Like as you will be finding the academic reading passage 1, that will be same like as you will be having the general reading passage 3. So passage 1 and 2, the content is general. Sorry, mic was turned off. So the passage 1 and 2, the content is quite easy, right? The subject is easy, but the passage 3, the subject of the passage, the content of the passage will be a bit academic, right? In that case, it will be little bit different or difficult might be, but it could be the case that you're finding it easy. That can also happen with you, and you find it okay to straight away state the questions there are, and I can understand them clearly. So it's a personal perspective as well. So first of all, when you will be going to exam, the listening is the first thing you will be doing. It will be the second part, second module you will be doing. That gonna be your reading. And in the computer based test, as normally students are preparing for the CBT exam these days, the one side of the screen like this, suppose we have divided the screen, right? On the left hand side of the screen I'm getting the passage, on the right hand of the screen I'm getting the question, and there is of course a bar which I can move up and down, slide the screen so that I can see the question. Like different sliders will be given to the both sides of the screen, so that you can try slide up the reading text as well, and you can slide up the questions as well, right? So this is the setting of the reading in CBT exam, and the way you are writing your answer, it will be also a bit different than the paper based, because sometime they're just giving option and you have to click the option, right? Maybe they write written name, but in paper based you have to write every answer. Here it won't be the case that you are typing every answer. Sometime it could be the case you are selecting it, you are dragging the option, right? And you are classifying out of again selection, making a selection out of the given options. So this is how the things will be different in the computer based. And one major difference is that you can highlight any text, whatever text you want to highlight in the computer based exam, you can highlight that. You can also increase the font size of that very text. Now this option is only available in CBT. Obviously in paper based exam you cannot highlight anything, you cannot increase or decrease the font size, and sometimes this is also helpful to clearly understand what is written out there. And if while reading I feel like now this is something important, maybe a question can be based on that, I can highlight at that area, and when maybe I'm encountering a question related to that, I will be straight going to that place. Okay, there I read it. So it will also cut short your time somehow to find the answers as well. And the other thing is that when you are doing the CBT reading, maybe you feel like okay, passage is the answer, that means maybe this word is the answer, so you can simply copy it, right? And if it has to be typed, go to that box where it need to be typed, and then you can paste it. So there is like least probability of spelling errors as well. So all these are the pros of having the CBT exam. And definitely some students feel more comfortable going through the paper based exam, because they are not so well versed in computer skills maybe, or sometimes they feel like no, it distracts me, or maybe I'm not a good typer, I do a lot of typo errors. So for all those reasons maybe they go for the paper based exam. But yeah, there are many pros of CBT, and least cons will be there. But definitely at the end of the day it's a personal choice. There won't be any difference in marking criteria, in question types, in type of the readings or the test you will be getting. Everything will be same, everything. So yes, the question of the general reading comes from magazine, journals, books, newspaper, and there will be such like that there will be having three passages containing 40 question in total, and every question every passage will be containing 10 to 15 question. So normally in the passage 1 you will be having question 1 to 13 or 14, right? In the passage 2 you will be having question number 14 to 28, or maybe 15 to 28 or 29. This will be the setting, right? The last passage will be 29 to 40. So this is how the questions will be divided into three passages. And for the general reading passage 1 and 2, we don't have one long lengthy text, right? What we'll be having, question number 1 to 7, that we have to find from one particular text or passage, small passage, right? And then for 1 to 7, and then 8 to 14 we again have to find from one different passage, but that they make only one complete one passage. It's just that we have to separate paragraph to find our answers from. So I'll be showing you few examples of those as well. This will be the case with passage 1 and 2 in general. But passage 3, it will be long lengthening one academic passage, and it will be having around 900,000 words in it, and you are finding your answers accordingly as per the question type. So when we are doing the question, so there are few questions student find very difficult to locate answer for. Maybe it could be finding paragraph headings, maybe it could be true false question, and maybe it can be the question of which paragraph contain the following information. Maybe it can be a question of multiple choice answer, right? So there are different set of the question. So if you feel like this specific question I usually stuck at, I couldn't find the answer easily, it takes a lot of time for me to find the answer, then specifically you have to work on that very category of question. Because what happens sometime, because obviously these are few of the option where usually students stuck at. Now what happened, now this heading question, sometime the first aid question in the reading, they all are of based on this category. And then comes the multiple choice question, then comes the true false question, then comes the which paragraph contain the following information, and remaining categories like the fill ups or gap filling, summary completion, there will be like 4 to 5 question in all the 40 set. So the majority is like with these questions only, and specifically if you are weaker in these questions, so definitely don't think that I will be getting very good marks until and unless you have not worked accordingly, worked with the strategy on these very questions. And when you get the readings, never go after the passages first, go to the questions first, because reading the passage first is a complete waste of time. We have logically we have 20 minutes for each passage, 20, 20, and 20, which makes 60 minutes altogether, 1 hour, that is the time for the reading, right? So we have to go to the question first, read the instruction of the question, that's very important, because that will going to tell you what category of question it is and what answer you are finding here. And then read the particular first question, take out some keyword from the question. Like if it says which restaurants serve on weekends, serve lunch on weekends, suppose, right? Now what is your keyword in that? You're looking for a restaurant, of course, all the things, so this is not a keyword, right? But specifically what I'm looking for, weekend and lunch. So whichever restaurant is providing lunch on the weekends, that will be answer to this question. So those are your keynotes in the question. So take out those keynotes, right? Keep in your mind, come to the reading, start reading the passage now, but never read word to word and understand each and everything written, because that is again not useful. Just skim it. Skim is like running your eyes throughout the text, right? And I have this information in my mind which I'm finding, so I'll be just concentrating on this very particular phrase in my mind, word in my mind, lunch on weekends availability, right? So that makes your work easy. So keep reading the things in this very manner, right? Skim them, and wherever you get details like lunch, you got this word, that means this is the area, maybe your answer will be here. So whether this restaurant is serving lunch, what they have mentioned in regards to the lunch on weekends, basically, oh no, they are saying they will be serving on Friday only, or Tuesday only, or some other day only except weekends, right? No, this is not your answer. So keep moving, keep reading, surface reading only. So maybe there is again weekend mentioned, so maybe you see what is they are mentioning in regards to the weekend. Or maybe they are sending, okay, saying that weekend the lunch is available, so that's your answer. And see which restaurant it is. Maybe you are writing the name, maybe you're writing the alphabet in front of that, whatever way they have asked you to write your answer, in whichever format you will be picking up and writing your answer. So this should be your strategy while finding the answer. It called skimming and scanning. So you have skimmed the passage to locate the information. Wherever you get that key information from the question, there you have to scan. That means there you have to read properly, one sentence before that word, one sentence after that word, so that you understand that whole very concept written there, and there you will be getting your answer. And more importantly, paraphrasing is the one inseparable part of the IELTS exam. So when you get a paraphrasing of any word which you have read in the question, that means this is an indication that you will be getting your answer here somewhere. So never leave that area, read it. Maybe it's written in a language which is not quite very easily understandable, but try to read it. Maybe it is other way around. They're not they have written sentence simply in the question, but in the answer where they have gelled it up, they just write it other way around, but yeah, keeping the meaning same. That's how the paraphrasing is. So if you are able to locate the paraphrasing synonym of the words in the question, again it will be like less time consuming for you and the accuracy will be more. And yeah, you don't need to understand word to word, just get the overall meaning, understanding of the passage or the area you are reading. That's enough, because that it's an ultimately you will be getting to know, okay, this word is my answer, this particular person name is my answer, right? And when we are finishing passage 1 and 2, try to finish them as early as possible. It's not like that you are spending 10 minutes only on one, 10 minutes on second. No, it should not be like that. Like, give them appropriate time which you feel, which you have designed a strategy while practicing. So that strategy can be 15-minute each on first and second, right? Altogether 30 minutes. And then I left with 30 minutes. So at the last passage, maybe I'm spending 20 minutes. That's the maximum time. And I have saved 10 minutes or I have saved 7 minutes. Now, this 10 or 7 or 5 minutes I saved, I'll be checking all my work done. I'll be looking at the question where I was not sure, or maybe if I have left any question, I'll be looking for that. I'll be checking the answer sequence. I'll be checking the spelling, capitalization, punctuation, if everything is fine. So this is how you can design your time management. And just in case you feel like, no, I'll be writing answers, so I'll be writing perfectly, so then you can also go 20-minute on each passage, 20-minute one, 20-minute on two, and then 20-minute on last. And obviously keep in mind, you are writing your answers, typing your answers alongside. There won't be extra time given for to you to write your answers at the end, right? So questions, they generally follow the order of the text. That means you are reading the question number 1, you have find it somewhere in the paragraph, suppose B, right? Now you are going to question number 2, so you will be finding it in the following order to where you have find answer to question 1. So maybe this is the area I got the question 1 answer, so now I don't have to go back and see for the 2. Not from the beginning I have to read, I have to go forward and continue reading. Like second one, maybe I'll getting it somewhere here, somewhere under that. So it will be in following order, except few questions that I will tell you which categories are those, but remaining question you'll be getting in the sequence only. So it's like you keep on reading and keep answering one by one. So this is important to know, because sometimes students, they go back again from the beginning and they start reading. This way you won't be able to complete the passage in 20 minutes as well. So that 20 minutes will be it seems less to you. And I always read instruction to the question, because the instruction will be telling you what is the question type, how you are finding the answer, and after finding, how you will be writing it in the given space. If it need to be a letter, alphabet, letter, alphabet, or words or numbers, what it need to be, if a word or number, how many words, how many numbers are allowed. So everything is in instruction. And primarily it will tell you which question categories. If it's a classification, it will be having an explanation to that, like these few are the writer name, you have to match the statement to the writer's view, right? So something like that they will be given in the instruction. So it will tell you, okay, what I have to do with this question. And yeah, no extra transfer time. And if you find any question difficult to locate at very moment, just leave it for the time and move on, because every question will be carrying 1 mark. There won't be anything like if you're finding it very difficult and you feel like, okay, maybe I'm getting 2 marks for that. No, every question will be 1 mark, and there is no negative marking as well. So this is the beauty of this exam. No negative marking means if you feel like I'm not sure about this question and my time is running out, so what to do, rather than not writing is write that whatever you feel is the most probable answer. If that's get right, you will get 1 mark. If that's get wrong, it will be 0, and not writing it is again 0. So better to write it. That's why never leave any question unanswered or blank. Write all the answers and give equal importance to every question, as every question will be carrying 1 mark, right? And no negative marking, keep in mind. Now when you're doing the CBT reading, as I told you, if you feel like this word is important or this phrase is important, and how you can decide if this word or phrase is important. So normally the questions are based on nouns. right? Nouns means any place name, person name, thing name, object, right? So if you are suppose finding question number 5, right, you are reading, skimming the text, and there you encounter a person name. So if you feel like, you can highlight that, right, and keep moving, keep finding the answer to question number 5. Now what happened, maybe it could be the case that this particular word or name is associated with the question afterwards. So even suppose 8 number question, okay, now this is related to this very person. So then it will be easy for you to come back to that area and just read it through and answer that very question. It will save time. So anything you feel important, that phrase, a word, especially the nouns, or any dates mentioned, year mentioned, right? So yeah, these details, these sort of details, so keep underlining them, I would say highlight them. This is according to the paper based exam. So if you are preparing for paper based, so keep underlining. If you are preparing in a CBT, keep highlighting, right? And this is how we will be continuing. And the question types are here. So true, false, and not given. And there you see yes, no, and not given. So true, false, and not given question, and yes, no, and not given question, they might look similar, but they actually not, right? So if you are doing the true, false, not given, and you have written answer in yes, no type, your answer will be marked wrong, right? And if you are doing yes, no question and you have marked written your answer as true, false, again your answer will be wrong. So you have to look properly. Instruction is containing true, false in that, or yes, no. And what is the major difference between these two categories? Like true, false question, they will be always in accordance to the writer view. That means if the statement given it is in accordance to the writer view, then it will be true, right? If it's opposite, contradicts, it will be false. And if there is no information in the passage on this very statement, whatever is their view, then it will be not given. And yes, no, not given question, they mostly based on fact and figures, right? So in this very year, there was a oil crisis in that very area. Now there is a facts in this statement, right? So if these facts are matching to the given information in the passage, it will be yes. If it's contradictory, it will be no. And if there is no information in regards to these facts, it will be not given. So probably mostly the yes no question will be based on facts and figures. True false question will be based on writer's view, writer's opinion, right? So this is the major difference between these two categories. And always, as I tell you, when you are doing yes no or either true false question, always divide the statement into three parts, right? That means chunk the statement into three parts. The first part, the second area, and third. This will give you a clear understanding of what this question is asking to you, or what statement you have to match to the information in the passage. So when you get that clarification with the statement, you're not missing out any modal in it. You won't be missing out any particular preposition given in it, maybe, because which actually change the whole meaning of the statement. So first of all, divide it into three parts and understand by breaking it down, and then match that statement with the information given in the passage alongside, and see if you're getting all the three parts right, same. That means maybe in a paraphrased way, maybe with the use of synonym, because don't expect that you are getting it right to be written in the same very manner. No language, no words will be same. Some words will be same, but some will be mostly paraphrased. Mostly words will be paraphrased. So if you're getting all these three things, meaning to that is equal in the passage given, so it will be true or yes according to instruction. And if two parts are similar but one part is contradictory, it is not gelling up, it is opposite, then it will be false or no. And if there is only one piece of the information is similar, maybe it's a name that is you getting in the statement, but whatever they have said before, after that name in two parts, that they are talking something else, and whatever they have written in the passage, it is completely something else. It is not relating. That means this information is not given in the passage. right? And majorly true false not given are the question which will be there in your general readings quite often. And normally there is a confusion in false and not given. So usually this is the particular question where student do mistake and lose mark. And you know that in general, if you are after 7 band, like 8777 as the normal score student have in their mind. So if you feel like 7 is the score you are after in reading, so you must be doing at least 35 questions right. So every question is very important, and true false, if you will be having them, there will be around 8 question in the true false, or 7 question in the true false category from one half part of the passage only, and maybe the next reading also containing few such question. So this is sort of a quite often seen question in the general readings. So you have to be very careful with these question. They are the most trickiest one when they are in the general reading. And multiple choice question, so name suggests that we have multiple option. So with the multiple choice question, we have to work with the elimination method. So elimination method is, guys, we got 4 option. Don't find out which option is correct, right? Find out which is not correct as per the given question. So keep finding that. Keep finding and eliminate. Keep finding and eliminate. And obviously, slowly, steadily, you will reach to a statement which you won't be able to eliminate, not in the first position, second or third. That means this is your answer. So this is like the other way around strategy. Now some find it comfortable, some find it no, this is not working for me. So again, if it's not working for you, then all the 3 statements, first at least look for the statement which is completely not true as per the given question. So just find that one, right? Slowly, steadily try to match the facts given in those statement to the information in the passage, and ultimately reaching to one question, one statement or one option which you find, okay, now this is seems to be the answer to the asked question, right? Or otherwise, the first technique, it works wonder. So work with the elimination method, right? Matching task, and this won't be in the following order. If you got these question in your as your question type, like matching task, so that means you won't be getting a sequence of the answer, because if it's in the sequence, it will be very easy, right? So maybe the question number 15 to 18, they are the matching the in match the information, and they have given 3 names maybe, and we have to match the information, like which person gave which opinion, right? So what should be our strategy with this question? Never go after the statements this time, go after the names. So look where is the name written of this person, go to that area, look what his her views are mentioned, read them properly. If any other place his name is mentioned, her name is mentioned, go there, read it, right? Then look into the statement, which statement is according to whatever you have read in regards to that person is true. Maybe it's 18 number statement. Okay, mark A in front of the 18, like this A person, his views are these, and they are mentioned, maybe wherever they are mentioned you have find them, right? So this won't work the question wise. Maybe this one you got from the passage number B, and the 15 number answer is C, which is given in the passage number E. So there is no sequence, B and E, no sequence. Or maybe the 17 is from A paragraph, they have mentioned the writer view in there, and with there you getting. So this statement you have to go and change the strategy a bit, so that you won't be wasting time. And the gap filling task, that mean filling in the blanks. So if you got filling in the blanks, they will be in 2 forms, sentence completion and summary completion. Like if I just write here summary completion, normally the summary completion question, it will be in the third section, third passage, with the general reading. But yeah, sometime it can be there in first 2 as well. So summary completion or gap filling and sentence completion, they are the task where you have to look at large area of the reading. What I mean here, if it's a suppose some summary completion as the filling in the blanks, right? So what is summary basically? So summary is like the whole main key information of the passage. That's what we make summary, right? So if you try to find the all the answer at one place, right? You won't be able to. Why? Because obviously it's being the whole passage. If it's being the whole passage summary, keep in mind, so then that means you have to find answer and they must be scattered around. Start from the beginning, right? And then move your way downwards, start, continue reading. And obviously at length you will be finding your answer. So maybe you have read around one and a half passage and a paragraph, nothing came. And then in the fourth, fifth sentence, you feel like, okay, now this is related to my question. Okay, write that answer. Now, summary completion can be like this way, where there is no, not, maybe they are at the last part, 36 to 40 question or summary completion, and you feel like, okay, I have to now read the last area of the reading only as they are at the last position. But this won't be true for the summary completion. If it's only stating complete the summary, if the question statement say complete the summary. But if the question statement say complete the summary, and after that they have written a term from the passage, maybe Markle's theory, right? So that means now this summary or the question they have given, you will be finding them where they were talking about Markle's theory. So for this, I don't have to read the entire passage. This is not the summary of the entire passage. This is the summary of only of the Markle's theory. So maybe that is in the end area of the reading. So I have to just go there and read. These small things to know are, like, knowing them are very important. They'll save time, drag you to the right place to find answer. And obviously if you're finding at the right place, you're probably getting the answer by paraphrasing, by synonym looking into them. So this will definitely exceed your score. So now coming to the sentence completion. Sentence completion question, they can be anywhere in the passage, 1 2 3, right? And when you're doing the sentence completion, look for the grammar of the sentence as well. Not only the option you fixing them, if obviously as per the sentence of the sorry, grammar of the sentence, if that option is not right fit, then ultimately this is not right answer. And of course, when we are doing the sentence completion, this is also one thing to keep in mind. If it allows us to write 2 words, right? Suppose it says no more than 2 word and it is a sentence completion. So maybe it could be the probable case that I have to write a preposition or article or any helping verb with the answer, provided that it is given in the passage as well. I cannot write by my own mind or choice. It should be written in the passage. So if you feel like it must be there, so it must be there with the answer as well. So pick it and write it in the answer. And just if it's one word, right? And then how it will help you to know if it's a right answer or not. The word you're fixing in the sentence, that word must be grammatically right fit for that sentence. And obviously it give and adding up to the meaning of the sentence, right? Then it is also another way to judge if I'm finding the right answer or not. And sentence completion task, again, it is not necessary that you will be having in following order all the answers. Mostly they are in the following orders. But sometime, if you're not finding in the following order, try to find from the beginning of the passage or try to go at the end of the passage. Now this question, if we knowing, like, it can be like this as well, so again it will be like saving time for us. And the classification task, again not in order. Classification, again, like, class, you have to classify the statements, maybe opinions, maybe views, maybe, right? So obviously don't expect them to be in the following order. Short answer question, yeah, they will be in a following order, and they will be like only 2 questions per passage, 1 question per passage. So quite less often seen. And then often chart completion table or diagram. So if such question are there, always look for title. Like, title will tell you what sort of table chart diagram you're looking at. And in the paragraph where the description is given to that particular chart, table or diagram, then go to that specific area and you will be getting your answers. And then headings. So headings, yeah, paragraph headings, yeah, this is also very common category of the question. So for the paragraph headings, the synonyms play a vital role. So you got different list of the option. Maybe it will be like option number from 1 to somewhere. Just a second, guys, just a second, I'm holding up. So heading, first read the whatever they have given in the titles, like synonyms, right? So suppose you are reading the passage number A, the paragraph number A. So you have to read if paragraph number A has some words with for those words, if you're getting synonym in the list of the headings. So this is one indication that it could be the probable answer. And secondly, the very first sentence or the first two sentences, they might have the topic of the paragraph, like what this paragraph is about, because usually these two sentences out of these two, one is usually the topic sentence. So if that obviously you are able to get that, so you will be getting, okay, what will be the topic of this paragraph, and that's ultimately decide the heading. Then go back to the heading and see if I'm finding something likewise, right? So paragraph heading, and if the paragraph is really small, like 3 sentences only, so then read it fully, understand it, go back to the given, the options given, and find out which option is much suitable to that. Keep finding and keep moving. More answers you will be finding, whether they are wrong or right, don't bother at that very moment. But the more you will be reading, the more clarification you will be getting in regards to the passages and the option which can be their possible headings, right? So here we now starting with the reading itself, and if you get any question we can talk about them. So hold on, I'll just show you the Word document with the reading on it. So yeah, this one will be doing as the passage 1. It will give you an overview of the things we just discussed in regards to the passage 1, and you will see what kind of questions can be there, and the way I'm telling you, the order, the sequence, the skimming, the scanning, implementing strategies to the question, looking for the instruction, the way you can write the answer or not. So everything now we will assess whether we get that or not. Just a sec, yeah, I'm just pasting it up, showing it to you soon. It's not turning on. Right. All right, so this is the section 1, having the question number 1 to 14, and it is about online tutors and no waste recycling guide, right? So first of all, 8 to 14 is like different set. We won't be looking at it right now, sometime later. So we got first 5 question, and they are about just a sec here. Yeah, first 5 questions are about look at the description of online tutors. So these are the online tutors A to E, and write the appropriate letter A to E in boxes 1 to 5 on your answer sheet. So That means first example is given that we have to select like what is the description is saying and which tutor is able to maybe do that, right? Which tutor would you choose? Like if your first language was Spanish, so that means I have to look for first language is Spanish, which tutor will be imparting classes to the student, right? So I have to go after the description, skim those descriptions. Wherever I'm getting something language related, I'll be looking at that option. If I get specifically okay, this is my answer, then I'll be writing or in this case this is the first one tutor, Astrid. So A is the alphabet written in front of her name or his name, so yeah, her name. So it's like A will be my answer. So my exemplar answer is A, just like that. Now if you want to teach young children, so then which teacher you need to go to, right? So just go through the passage and answer these 5 questions, and when we will be done, then we will be doing these two as well. Which two description mention language teaching qualification? So we have to find out which two description having the language teaching qualification and which are having the more than 10-year teaching experience. And when you find 1 to 7 answer, type in the chat box and click enter. Okay, so I mean I want all the answer 1 to 7. So keep finding. Yeah, keep typing maybe or type all together and send.
Yeah, I'll type together. By mistake, I just entered.
Click
Okay,
enter.
first one.
All right, no worries. So now I think it refreshes the memory of reading.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like where you have to score 35 minimum out of 40 for your target score. All right, I'll just look into your answers and tell you if they're right or wrong. B, C, B, D, A. Those are right up to 1 and 5. And D, E, and A, C are correct. So all the answers are correct.
Okay,
Very
thank you.
good. That's lovely. And you see here, if you are having the question saying which two description mention.
Yep.
So that means if you're both the description, whatever you're giving as the answer is right, then only you will be qualified for 1 mark.
Yep.
If out of those two, one is wrong, you will be having 0 mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is to keep in mind when doing the question as per the instruction. Now this is no waste recycling guide. Let's be quick here. So it got the question 8 to 14, and then yeah. So this says question 8 to 10. Choose one item only from the list to from the list below to go in each recycling container. So this is the list of item for recycling, right? And which box it will be going. And that description comes from this passage. I'm sorry, but yeah. All right. So after that, yes, no, not given from the same very passage. All right, for the eighth one, this is wrong. Ninth is right, 10th is right, and 11 is wrong, 12 is wrong, 13 is wrong, and 14 is right. So eighth, I think you know now, eighth is wrong, and after that
Yeah, 8, 11, 12, 13.
11, 12, 13.
Yep.
So you want to look again, or should I tell you the answer?
Because in the 8, in the blue box, they have mentioned in here the glass containers, and in the glass containers they have mentioned light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
So why it is
Why
wrong?
it is wrong? So eighth,
Yeah.
right? So eighth, what they have said, it's in the blue box. Choose one item
Yeah.
only from the list to go in the recycling container. Go in each recycling. So you have given light bulb, where it is the blue box, blue box.
A blue box is the recycling inside your blue box,
Hmm.
and in
Just
the
check.
second part is glass containers.
What's this one? Second input garbage can. So plastic containers, glass containers, okay, and metals. Okay, there is a blue box and bag. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the blue box, you have given the eighth answer as the light bulb, but the right answer is aluminum can or aluminum drink can.
Hmm.
So you have to go to the
Uh,
metals,
Actually,
and you
yeah,
have to see there food beverage containers.
yeah, but what
And
about
if
the,
I go after the light bulb,
yeah?
so levels leave labels on rinse, discard caps. No other type of glass, such as kitchenware, drinking glasses, window glass,
Oh, okay, okay, I
mirror.
got it.
I told you these are tricky. This seems like okay, there is the answer, and then you realize no,
No, that
they are
I
tricky.
didn't read the first
No
sentence.
other, you haven't
No,
read that. You
thanks.
just
Yeah,
that's the thing. You see, they are very simple things, and we feel like okay, reading them led. I mean, not very much putting concentration into that, and we just skim it, like and
yeah,
when we actually get something to write as the answer, before that must read, scan those sentences.
yeah.
And for the what 11,
11, yeah.
do I put out items for recycling every week?
What could be the answer? Because every
What you
second
have written?
I have written no.
You have written no. Okay.
Is it not given?
No, I think no. This is yes. This
Oh,
is yes.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
also confused because they have mentioned every second week.
Every other week, where they have talked, where they're talking about this one.
Recycling inside your blue box and
Yeah, every second week. So every other week and every second week is one and the same thing, no? So the
other.
answer goes yes.
Okay, I was confused in this one as well because I thought like every other week means like every week.
No, 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 no. Every other week, every second week. This is they are synonym to each other.
Okay, then make
And should I remove labels from food cans? This you have written no again or what?
not given. I have mentioned not given.
Okay, the
But
answer to this one is also
yes, because they
yes,
have
and I think I
mentioned.
just read it now
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah. You just made on here. Glass containers leave discard caps and everything.
Leave labels on.
Should I remove labels from
Labels
food?
from food cans. No, this is glass container. So I have to go food and beverage container. Cans, rinse and remove labels. Get it? Here.
Yeah,
Metals, second sentence. So should I remove labels from food cans? Yes. You should be. They have written there remove labels.
yeah.
And can I recycle a broken window? So
Bro-
broken window is not there. You see window glass they given, broken glass they given, but
yeah,
specific broken window it is not given,
not given. Okay. So
right?
the answer should be it is not given, right?
This answer broken window. I'll just reconfirm once. If there is anywhere else, it is written like something window thing. Broken window glass container. No other type of glass. It is kitchenware, drinking glasses, window glass, window glass. Can I recycle a broken window? Okay, no, this will go. No. Can I recycle a broken window? So window glass and obviously broken window, that's what the window glass is about. And they are saying that we cannot recycle that. So the answer won't be not given. The answer will be no. And I guess last answer you given is not given.
Yeah,
Is there is a separate collection for large household items, and I think this is not given. This is actually not given
yeah,
as it is not mentioned anywhere. Large household items.
yeah.
No, no, it is not given. So you see, out of 14, how much you got?
Out of 14, I guess just four less means 10.
10. And you see, 35 is our target. So from passage 1, if you're getting, I mean, 4 less,
Hmm.
so you are not able to reach to the target because 1 and 2 are the easiest.
Yeah.
Being 1 being the most easiest. Okay, I'll just show you the another one. Let's see how you do that. And
Mhm.
now you understand the trick in there, right?
Yeah.
Like how they put up the question and the things, and paraphrasing matters here, and of course reading and scanning. When you get something, scan it out. Don't write it like, okay, I just read it, I'll write it. That's the biggest mistake you will be doing.
Yeah.
Right, so here we go. Second. All right, MIT, here it is. Okay, we got this passage. We got a question 15 to 18, and the passage name is a career in hotel management. So we got these few passages in here, and there is a list of phrases. I'll just adjust this one. What we have to do for 15 and 18 question number, that we have to choose one phrase from the list below to complete each of the following sentence. So that means the sentences given, they are not complete, 15 to 18, and our task is to complete them. And yeah, question is understandable easily. So it says when there is a note, especially there are more phrases than required. So you will not use all of them, right? Or sometimes there will be a note. You might be using one option twice, right? So if that is sort of thing is given, so keep in mind whatever they are instructing there, it will be happening here, happening with the answer for sure, right? So we have A to J's phrases, but the question are only four. Now you have to read this one, the hotel hospitality industry, and you have to pick which phrase complete this sentence from the passages, and whatever alphabet written before that, that will be your answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, for these four, I'll tell you if they are right or wrong. Uh, yeah, they are right.
All right.
17 and 18, these one are right. At 16 and 15, they are not right. The 16 answer is D and 15 answer is G.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and
Oh.
the hospitality industry has links with overseas institution. So that is the right answer. And for the 16, G is the right answer. The college offers, sorry,
The
uh,
hospitality industry
G
is,
is the right answer. Hospitality industry offers expanding opportunities for employment. That's the answer to the hospitality industry, which is 15. And for 16, D is right. 16, the college has links with overseas institutions.
okay.
And how you have picked up the answers here?
In the 15th, the hospitality industry, I put it D, which is has links with the overseas institutions. I found it here in the second part, the International College of Hospitality Management. The last line of that paragraph, it also incorporates the classical French cooking training of Le Gourmand Paris. And from that, I got, because in that paragraph they were mentioning about the hospitality industry only,
Mm-hmm.
and in the end they have mentioned about the Paris of like incorporates the classical French cooking. So I have assumed that they have, you know,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
like with
Get
overseas
that.
institutions.
So if we go back to the tourism and hospital industry, tourism in the world fastest growing industry. Recent figures show tourism enjoying a growth rate 25% higher. With revenue, this majority will be the Asia and of world holiday employment. Prospect for the International College of Hospitality Management graduates are exciting. Include work experience, hospitality and tourism industry. Provide diploma in international organization Pacific. Renowned European Hotel Association. Basic campus of.
I think in the first line of the introduction they have mentioned this
The
hotel
college.
management provides like exciting career opportunities in dynamic hospitality and tourism industry.
The college include work experience placements. So the college is like the second paragraph. There is they're talking about the international college, which is 16 question.
Uh-huh.
So there they're talking about that work experience placements.
Yeah.
That what they're talking in is like this will be based in campus of a renowned European hotel and also incorporate the sentence you just read out. So they basically that's a work experience sort of placement they can have in that college.
Oh yeah.
So and the hospitality industry offer expanding opportunities for employment, and that what I believe from the first very paragraph of introduction.
Yes, and the first line on first and second line only they have mentioned this one.
They have mentioned like provide exciting career opportunities in the dynamic hospitality and tourism industry.
Yes.
So they talking about the industries there and the exciting career opportunities, which is obviously employment here, expanding opportunities for employment. And
Yeah.
17 being F is right, combined study with industry placements, and 18 being B, the degree course can be done by distance mode.
Yeah.
That is again right. So two wrong, two right. Let's move to the next one. And are you feeling any difference in the passage now as compared to the previous one?
Yeah, it's getting lengthier.
It's getting lengthier, more words in it,
Yeah.
and of course that's how it will be. So let's do this one. It says training facilities and international home 19 to 30, 23 again. Yes, no, not given.
Okay.
So this will be from this particular paragraphs only.
Okay.
You don't have to go for these one. Yeah. Next thing.
Yep, I'm very confusing.
They
1920.
they keep on now confuse you because as we progress through the passage 1, 2, 3, uh,
I'm confusing between no and not given only.
yeah, that's what I told you because false and not given and not no and not given they are tricky because yes we know that it's either it's yes or no, but okay. So 19 is not right, 20th is right, 21 is not right, 22 is right, 23 is not right. So 19, 21, and 23.
Okay, just a second. 19, 21, and 23.
Yeah. And 19, you have written no, but this is yes. All training facility has 10 kitchens.
Yes, it is there. I know that it is there, but because I put in no, because they have mentioned 10 commercial training kitchens.
So commercial training is training facility.
Then, like, I because I'm little bit confused with this paragraph.
Yeah, the more readings you will be doing, then you can understand how they actually keep it yes or no. And we overthink, there it wrong, and sometimes we don't think, there it gets wrong. So I know this is the diplomacy of the questions here, but yes, again, the more readings you will be doing, you understand their techniques here. So 10 commercial training kitchens, and obviously they're talking about the training facilities, so they said they have 10 kitchens each, so this is yes.
Okay, but then I found the particular place where they have mentioned mention about the things, but
Yeah,
confused between
they're
the
written in the
lines.
third line, right? And
Yeah.
21, you have said not given. 4 students share a unit in the residence. So international home paragraph will be having it.
So what is the answer?
Uh, I guess it's no or yes maybe. 21,
No, because I can show you where it is.
21 is
For,
yes.
is it?
Yeah, each student and what they are saying. Built-in international accommodation comprising villa-style unit. Each student has their own bedroom, sharing in suite facilities with another.
Yes, now
Then
it is coming.
kitchenette and lounge area is shared by the 4 students in the villa.
But that is
Mm.
shared with the kitchenette and lounge area only, not a unit.
4 students share a unit in the residence.
Yeah,
Lounge, kitchenette and lounge area. And adjoining kitchenette and lounge area is shared by the 4 students in the villa.
exactly.
L males and villa style units. So yeah, that's right. Yeah, that yes, they are what they are mentioning for those villa styles unit. So in the question they're sharing a unit, they're sharing a villa, same. So yes, you get
But
that.
but in the previous sentence, they mentioned that each student has their own bedroom, sharing and shoot facilities with another student, not a student, sir. And then they have mentioned an adjoining kitchenette and lounge area is shared by the 4 students in the villa. So how can it is unit? Unit?
Because they referred villa to unit in their own description.
Oh,
That's
I can
why.
see villa style units. Okay, okay.
Okay. I think I'm not able to show it to you. Okay,
Yeah.
now I think it is visible where I'm
Yes,
pointing toward.
I got it.
Villa style unit, and
Okay.
here they are referring to villa. So
Okay.
villa they refer to as unit only.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Got it.
see how
Yeah.
clever they are. Oh my god. All right, 23rd is again wrong,
Okay.
and you given it not given,
Yes.
and the answer is no.
Okay. Got it. Why it is no?
And all meals in the residence are prepared by the students.
But they say after the villa they have mentioned this. All meals are
Are
served.
served in the college dining room, which is next to the student common room.
Okay.
Student privacy and security are priorities.
Okay. So only they have served, and in this one, in the question they
But
have.
meals are served in the college dining room,
Yes.
and they have not right now
Prepared.
till this moment they haven't added student into it. So you might be looking forward for this.
Yeah.
So let's read forward what they have.
There is nothing mentioned about these meals anymore after that.
They said international house is used to enhance on-campus training from Monday to Friday. Your one student supervised by second and kitchen waiting, are assigned kitchen waiting, housekeeping, and receptionist duties. You get this sentence? All meals in the residence are prepared by student, but here the students what they are doing, they are having assigned kitchen waiting duty sort of. They're not preparing meals.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's why it will be no,
Okay.
this very place.
Yeah.
Because this one, if you we will be going after this one, it doesn't have any mentioning of the student involvement in preparing. They all
Yeah.
it's all about serving. So if we go after this one, firstly we're not getting the prepare thing right, and obviously the student are missing in that. So we maybe this is not the place our answer coming from. So we have to go further. Assigned kitchen duties or assigned kitchen, but they're not mentioning that they are preparing the meal or not, right? They're having maybe other duties sort of. So it's a no, not given.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. This is very tricky.
These will be, and interesting as well.
Yeah.
So we got this paragraph sort of heading questions, but you see, we have to actually understand all these things. Only then we can reach to the 7. Otherwise it will be 30. You see, 30 reaching 30 in general reading is no difficult. Like any student can go there understanding basic things about it, but
Yeah.
going beyond is the real target.
Exactly.
And we got this now list of course titles. There are the courses. AB, this is course only, so don't consider the wrong spellings.
Yeah.
So course A, B, C, and D. So we have to mention like course A, what could be the title given to the description A. So maybe it's suppose bar and service of drink. So answer will be the Roman number,
Yeah.
because we have to choose the correct title from the Roman numbers here. So more, obviously more titles are here, and we are not using them all. We're using only four.
Okay.
All right. So just read it and see.
Yep.
Okay, so the 24 to 7.
Yep.
So 27, 6 is fine. And oh, 24 and 5 is also good. All the four are right.
Actually, I have already double checked by the time you went there.
All right, all right. So no, all the four are correct. So you have given the right titles. So just like you have given the titles, and it will be same like the paragraph headings. But
Yeah.
sometimes the paragraphs will be little bit tricky as well, likewise as well. But yeah, if you learn that technique how to find it, then it will be no problem. And definitely there will be a category of paragraph heading for sure in the test, true false for sure in the test, and sometimes yes no as well, and MCQs.
Yeah.
So those will be
Mainly,
definite questions.
this is my first reading after 4.5 years. So like still like I'm getting into it.
But you are doing it good. It's not like that bad. And the summaries will be at the end. And as I told you, the third passage,
Yep.
it will be more like the academic one.
Yeah.
So this one here will tell you and give you an idea what it is like.
Okay.
So now you see this is bit lengthy, one single lengthy passage. So this is about calisthenics, the world oldest form of resistance training.
Oh.
And it got, I guess, I paragraph up to I paragraph. So I'll just do this thing so that we can see the questions as well. Yeah, it's a H paragraph only up to, right. So you see, this is how the paragraph will be completely different than the first two.
Uh,
One long lengthy paragraph, and the question says, it is saying which of the following statement is true according to the passage. Write A, B, C, D in the box on your answer sheet, right?
mhm.
So first, this question, it says calisthenics is, so it's a MCQ basically. Out of these four options, what it is? So that will be your answer, whatever the option you will be picking up, right? So you keep finding it. I'll show you the another question. Meanwhile, I'll just space here. You do this one.
Yeah.
It will save time. Yeah, it's okay. Calisthenic is what?
B.
B.
Yeah.
Okay, so calisthenics is 28.
Or A. I'm confused between A and B, but it should be B.
To your surprise, the answer is D.
What? Really?
Yeah, and just a sec. I think we need to go back to the instruction. I'll just check the instruction once again.
Oh, B is criticized by many popular achievements.
Okay, it says which of the following statement is true according to the passage.
Oh,
That's the question, and on the basis of this question, we have to find the answer. So for this one, it's not
okay.
might you are going one passage only.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, you
I
getting the
got it.
crux, yeah, crux of that, and then it comes out to be being emphasized by many popular gyms.
Yeah, that is also already mentioned in the paragraph A only. I got it. Why? Because the thing is, calisthenics is the gym's one of the exercise, and which was endured by the all the gym people.
Gym people. All right. So this makes the answer D true
Yeah.
according to the passage. Now 29 to 35 has text has 8 paragraph. Which paragraph contain the following information? Now this will again will be the thing in the third passage. Which paragraph contain the following information? So now this won't you won't be finding them in a perfect order.
Yeah.
So you have to go paragraph wise, right? What I
Oh,
mean here, you just read the paragraph A, come back to statement and see if anything is from paragraph A or not. Or other way around, if you want to go after the statement and find the things, then again it's your choice. But yeah, you have to pick a technique which saves time.
yeah.
So the origin of the word calisthenics. So
B.
rather than if I keep finding this in all the paragraphs, first I go A paragraph,
And
come
then
back and see if anything from A, B, C. So I think that saves time and you will decide for yourself which strategy you will be opting.
yeah. Yep.
29 is wrong. 31 is wrong. 32 is wrong. 33 is wrong.
So in
Out
short,
of
everything is short. Everything is wrong except
no,
30.
only except 30.
Okay.
Except 30. Oh yeah, these are wrong. So for 29, the answer is C.
Okay.
The origin of the word calisthenic is in the paragraph C. And the Greek took
Okay. Okay. I can see right now. The term calisthenic itself is derived from the Greek words for the
the
beauty.
origin is like Greek.
Yes.
Someone has a body of a Greek god,
Uh,
right? Pretty much. Okay, but that's okay. It's being since long you are doing it. 31 is B. 31 is taken from paragraph B. The first use of calisthenics as a training method. The first use. So enter the historical record at 480 BC with Herodotus' account of the battle of whatever, and then reported that prior to the battle, the god king Xerxes sent a scout party to spy on his Spartan enemies. The scout informed Xerxes that Spartans, under the leadership of King Leonidas, were practicing some kind of bizarre, synchronized movements akin to a tribal dance.
yeah.
So the
Mm,
first use of calisthenic as a training method.
yes.
And 32 is H paragraph. It is taken from the last one, a multidisciplinary approach to all round health and strength. So
Ah.
yeah, we are reading this one, and we ultimately get that it's a sort of a conclusive statement. It seems a conclusive statement as well. So this
Okay.
also gives us an idea where we might find it in the passage. So it is from the last paragraph.
Yes.
And reasons for the survival of calisthenics throughout the ages. The 33 answer is what they have written A paragraph.
Ah, in the very first.
Reasons for the survival of calisthenics throughout the ages. Why it survived, as endured and thrived because of its
It's simplicity
simplicity
and
and
utility.
utility.
So like everything can be done, like everything can be like anywhere.
Yeah, with these questions.
Yes, these questions
As I
and
told you, some question won't be following any order. They are one category which won't be following any order.
yeah.
Because if there is a order,
Hmm.
suppose, then simply I'll be writing B, C, D, E, F.
Yeah.
Then why would I go after and find those answers? So that's why there
Exactly.
is no order.
Hmm.
And same is the case with summaries. And usually these questions, if you get them, you will be getting them in these last set of the passages. Now these two statements left only. We won't be doing the summary today because we won't be able to. So
Yeah.
quickly, if you can tell me which paragraph contain these two statements,
Okay.
34 and 35.
Okay, the use of medical substance to increase muscle mass and strength. The use of medical substance to F,
And how you can say that?
because they have mentioned the harming overall.
Functional strength combined with physical beauty,
Yeah,
replaced by an emphasis on huge
yeah,
muscles at any cost.
yeah,
So actually this paragraph is right.
yeah.
So they were having people named such as Arnold and Sergio Oliva. And yeah, the use of medical substance to increase muscle mass and strength is from paragraph F. And a reference to traveling showmen who displayed their strength for audiences.
That is E. Should be
No,
E. No, not
no,
E.
no,
Like I
no, no.
just assume it.
Yeah, you just find it out. You'll be
Uh,
finding it really quickly, I know.
the reference of having showman to display the strength for audience.
Men, go after the word showman,
Yeah,
traveling showman, reference to that. You will be getting it easily. Look for paraphrasing. If these words need to be paraphrased, so meaning will be same, but they will be written somewhere. So though that somewhere is the passage number.
is it C?
Now,
No, sorry, D.
how?
Because most in there they have mentioned the second golden age from where it is getting, and in the very last line, the most of these men trained using hand balancing and everything. So in this area, in this era, 1800s, this is getting this century show the
So
birth of.
we are having a reference to traveling showman who displaying their strength for audience.
Yeah.
And what it is saying, the century saw birth of gymnastic,
Okay.
an organized sport that uses a range of bar, ring, vaulting horses, balancing beams to display physical prowess. So this is a paraphrasing of the same very sentence. So
Yeah.
D paragraph. So you go after any answer, you will be looking at that they are somehow the paraphrasing of words used in the question.
Exactly.
So if we learn this very technique, right, then ultimately the things will be very easy because in the reading everything is in front of our eyes only.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and it's like we miss that because we, the prime focus, okay, these are the main, you have to pick the main content is this,
Yeah.
and then you have to look which word is similar, synonym, paraphrasing of that. Wherever you get that, even if you feel like it is, read it properly, you will understand there is the answer to the question.
Yeah, like I'll read properly now. Like I'll try my best right now because right now I was asking there, should I from where should I like prepare for the general reading practices from the Cambridge 1 to 15?
You have those PDFs,
Yes, I do have.
you have the audios as well.
Yes, I do have from 1 to 13 at least I have the audios.
So each book will be having two generals and
Yes.
four listenings and two general letters. So
Yeah.
first finish them off when you will be done with that, because they are the very authentic source to practice.
Yep.
When you're done with that, just let me know. I'll tell
Mm-hmm.
you a few more sources.
All right. And what about the writing? Can I know like writing, both agree, disagree, and whatever that is come in this IELTS? I don't remember actually
That
the
we had a
format.
class yesterday,
Yeah.
and the thing is now it is 4 and I have to end this session, but tomorrow when we will be starting the class,
Mm.
so you can come back and then you ask all the queries related to writing, and after that we'll continue with the session.
All right. But tomorrow, unfortunately, because of my work, I won't be able to attend the class, but I will straight away start the from Monday. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's really fine. No worries.
All
Don't
right.
worry.
Thank
So
you so
Monday
much
when
for your
we
time.
start, you can ask for your queries first, and then I'll be continuing the session.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, no worries. So okay, take care. Bye bye. Good
Bye.
evening. Yeah, I'm ending the session. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.